Hello, creepypasta viewing viewer. I'm making this video to tell you, it's not a trollpasta. It's not a trollpasta. That glare is really bad. And by that I mean, I've been getting a lot of comments for a year now. I've been getting a lot of comments for a year now saying, this reeks of trollpasta. Haha, this is a trollpasta. Is this a trollpasta? On all kinds of videos, especially ones like, Deoxy's World. Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know, I keep being told I pronounced it wrong. I can never remember the pronunciation of that one. It's not a trollpasta, and here's how I know. A lot of the ones that I am asked, is this a trollpasta on, are ones that are written specifically by fans on my forum. And because of this, because they're registering on a forum that I'm the admin of, I can do things like see their age, I see how they post, the way they spell, the way they interact with others, the claims they make. I can even say the name of their email address. And I can tell you that the majority of the people who make these stories that people say are trollpastas are very, very young. In fact, like Deoxy's World, for instance, I've seen and had interactions with the author. It's not a trollpasta. It is legitimately just a terrible story. And that's the other thing that a lot of people watching might not recognize immediately the problem of these not being trollpastas. They might not immediately recognize that they obviously aren't, because it's not obvious to people in that position. I'm a person who, this is my job, so I investigate every little thing of this, and I see a lot of things that you guys don't see. So let me just explain this, because it's not that anyone out there is stupid, it's that this is stuff you just don't see. So, first of all, look at the comment section of any given video on YouTube. Especially more popular ones. Anything with over 1,000 views, really. And what you'll find is that, look at the view count compared to the comment count. Less than 1% of people on YouTube regularly comment. And also, think about just your life for a moment. Think about every stupid person you've run into in your life. And now think about this. The dumbest people also tend to be some of the loudest people you know, aren't they? It seems like the people who don't know anything are the ones who talk the most. So, put that into YouTube comments. For every one intelligent or funny or nice comment I get, I see about 10 that are completely devoid of content. They're either trying to insult me in some kind of stupid manner, for instance, gay, or ugly, or you get the one of suck, as in the you, stuff like that, or you'll get the ones that are devoid of content, not in a negative way, but just devoid of content, like someone who just comments LOL. This contributes absolutely nothing. So, read through comments and you'll notice that there are a lot more stupid comments than there are comments that denote any form of intelligence. And I'm not calling people who watch my videos stupid. I'm saying that unfortunately the vast majority of people who talk on YouTube don't have anything to say. And so what you'll find is a lot of these people claiming trollpasta don't actually know what they're talking about. They haven't investigated anything about the creepypasta. They don't know anything about the creepypasta. It's kind of like an offshoot of the Kruger effect, of the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is the less you know about a subject, the more likely you are to not know that there are things that you don't know about the subject. Like, if you know a decent amount about RTSs and, say, StarCraft, then you can understand the depth of the strategies that you might not even be able to pull off at that point in time. However, you understand the depth and how deep this goes and how skilled a person is by watching them. However, someone who has never played StarCraft, someone who's never played it online maybe, or doesn't look up these strategies and stuff, they might think that they're really, really good, or that it's not hard to be good at the game. Because it's the Dunning-Kruger effect. They don't know enough to know the limits of how much there actually is. So unfortunately, a lot of these people don't understand the depths of this creepypasta, much how a lot of them will demand I make 2 creepypasta videos a day. Fuck, that's a lot of work, man. I can't handle that. This is my full-time job and I can't do that much. Like, people who don't know anything about making these videos will think it's just the easiest thing in the universe. I could pump them out like an hour a video. No! Not with the creepypasta readings, they take fucking forever. So when these people say Trollpasta on the stories that aren't fan-made, these are ones that are requested, so back when I started reading creepypasta, my forum wasn't popular at all. I had like 10 people on it, including me, so I didn't have fans writing stories for the show. That was a pretty new thing that happened like 6 months in. Maybe, maybe even earlier. It's been a long time, I don't know. Time flies. But in the beginning, I was just doing stories that I found online, and I would occasionally do requested ones, because people would start requesting them as it started to get popular. After that, once I started getting all these fan ones, almost every single week now I do a fan-made one off the forum, so no one's read it before. Yay! More interesting that way, you got a reason to come to my channel, because I'm reading creepypasta no one's ever read before, because it's only on my forum. And then I do the 7 Days of Creepypasta special. I just finished the 3rd one yesterday. And those are all requested stories. Now, this is all coming full circle now. So you've read all these YouTube comments now, not necessarily about the Trollpasta or even just LOL, but read YouTube comments on any given video. There are a lot of people who have nothing to say and know nothing about what they're talking about who talk. And often, very, very, very young people, because, again, very young people, usually preteens, which, by the way, is the prime demographic for creepypasta, because scary stories, it's a preteen thing for the most part. It's very much children read them too, adults read them. Scary stories are a fun thing in general, but usually, it's the kind of thing that a dad tells to their preteen kids around a campfire kind of thing, and they get all spooked out, So you've got all these preteens. Some of them not so developed and intelligent yet. A lot of them are. I mean, go over on my forum, you can find a lot of people there who are 13 and 14, who are some of the most intelligent people I talk to on a day-to-day basis. But there are a lot who aren't, and there are a lot who are very, very immature, because maturity comes with age for the most part. So they'll immediately rush into this and yell, Trollpasta! Because they're the same people who were probably commenting, lol, or a fag on the previous video, and wow, asshole, it's not cool at all, they're a homophobic little asshole, this hypothetical person here. However, this hypothetical person here is also the person saying Trollpasta. A lot of the people saying Trollpasta are also the people who their comments are absolutely devoid of content or complete assholes. I read every comment I get. Almost every comment I get, actually, because YouTube sometimes neglects to email me for some comments, but every comment I get emailed for, I read. Which means I can tell you the usernames of people who make particularly horrible comments on a regular basis. I won't tell you the usernames off the bat because I need to look it up, but it's all in my inbox. So no, these are not Trollpasta. In fact, I haven't done one yet where I've had any suspicion that it was just made to fuck with people. In fact, let's look at some of the biggest accusation ones. There's Deoxys World, which I have communicated with the author. It was absolutely 100% not a Trollpasta. There are ones that people accuse it of, and it's simply because they don't know the whole story. And that is, not story as in the text of the story itself. I read all of that. But Chikara's Oil is a big one. And Chikara's Oil, what I didn't include in the screenshots, because I only put the story in the screenshots. If there's author's notes, I leave it out. There were author's notes at the bottom of that story that said, and you would see this if you go to the description of Chikara's Oil and click on the source link. The author said, that the reason the author made the story is because he or she saw this picture, and it's the thumbnail picture, by the way, is the black and white Chikorita that is throwing up oil. And he said, I found this picture, he or she said, I found this picture online, and I thought it was really cool, so I made a story about it. It was literally just they found a picture and made a shitty little story about it. The story was terrible and lame, but it wasn't a Trollpasta. It has an origin story, too, and you could go ahead and say, oh, Mah-Dry-Bread, you naive fool. They were simply saying that to make it more believable. To what gain? Like, it's not even you're fucking with people to have fun with it. That wasn't fucking with anyone. It was just, they made a bad story. Okay, we think you made a bad story. See, that's another thing. A trend that's really pissed me off for a long time now is people saying troll improperly. Trolling is to fuck with someone. That's what you would say. Before trolling became a big buzzword, you would call it fucking with someone. And you can have fun fucking with someone sometimes if you're good at it. But you're like, when you just lie in a comment and I'm like, it's just fucking, I'm 21, but the date in your username says you were born in like 1998. Heh, I trolled, ooh. You didn't troll me. You didn't even convince me that you were right, first of all. And second of all, even if you did, what does it matter? You didn't fuck with me. This is not bothering me on any level. You're just an asshole. So, again, to be a successful troll, you need to actually fuck with someone. Basically, this is a long-winded way of saying that the internet is really annoying sometimes. But, hey, it's part of my job, I guess, so I hope this clarifies things. They're not Trollpastas, they're just bad stories. And I guess kind of related to, a lot of people comment and say, like, if the story's this bad, why did you upload it? And, you know, some of them understand to a degree, and they'll say, like, I understand why you uploaded insert story here, even though it was bad, because you explained the reasons why it was bad so that, you know, authors could learn from it. But, like, ones like Deoxys Worlds, or ones like, Ballad of the Damned, why did you upload those ones? Because it's clear for anyone to see what they did wrong. And what I say in, I have two answers. And, one of them is a blanket one that relates to all the bad ones. The other one relates to anyone that's not done during a special. The ones done, by the fans, I've done plenty by the fans that were really, really bad. And the problem with that is that the fan wrote the story for my show. They specifically came to my forum, wrote it along with other people on the forum, the other like 550 people on the forum, they wrote it along with them. They had them peer editing it. And of course, it's ultimately up to the author what they change and don't change, and a lot of them don't take a lot of the criticism, and their story suffers because of that. They don't change things that other people are telling them, you've got to change this, it's hurting your story. They don't change it, and sometimes the story turns out awful. They still took the time and effort to write that story specifically for my show and say, at the end of it, they submit it to me and say, I want this on the show. And I say, okay, I'm gonna do it. This is my promise to you. You submitted this as finished, people tell me it's finished, okay, I'm doing it. You put in the time and effort to write the story, I'm gonna put in the time and effort to record my voiceover, to edit the video, to sync up the screenshots, to put in the music, to edit the music to fit whatever might be going on, to upload it, to give my critique. A lot of time and effort goes into it on both ends. And the other one, for the non-fan-made ones, and this also applies to fan-made ones to a degree, is I don't read these stories until I have the screenshots prepared. And I pull over my microphone, I open my capture software, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to start capturing the audio for it. And I read the story no matter how good or bad it is, I do the whole thing. I have never given up on a story. and I only have so much time in a week. I've been doing a video a day for 2 years and 8 months now. I don't have time to start a story halfway through, like an hour into the recording, because believe me, I had to do multiple takes of many of these lines. It can take hours to record a 15-minute episode sometimes, because I am a terrible reader. I thought you guys would know this by now, is that because of my cerebral palsy, I stutter and fuck up when reading off a script quite often, because I can't picture things in my head like you guys can. So I have to just read it off the paper, and because I'm reading ahead to keep the flow going, sometimes I'll read those words, and it'll combine with words I should be saying, and I fucked up the take, I gotta redo it. So that's a lot of time and effort. I can't afford to give up on a reading, because then there will be just no creepypasta that week. And that, not only does that hurt my channel growth, it hurts my wallet, and I need the money, and also it means that, what would you guys rather have? A hilariously bad story or no story at all? Well, a lot of people really like the funny bad stories, from what I'm told. The 50-odd thumbs up I get on the first day of most creepypasta will tell you that. And the one dislike. So, that's why I will do the bad stories. My phone's weird. That's why I'll do the bad stories. No matter how bad they are, if I get started on it, I'm gonna do the whole thing. So, I think that's all I have to ramble on about right now. Yeah, I think that's all I've got. So, probably gonna stream later today, actually. I've been finally getting back in the streaming mood, although Twitch has been terrible lately. But not using Hitbox until they get their act together, because their web design is terrible. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was insightful at all. Comment and let me know what you think about it. And until next time, have a nice day.